first gonna start off with today's topic. Uh, I do it normally at the end, but today we're gonna start the stream with it. And today's topic I was gonna talk about is the three players that I currently enjoy watching in tournament matches. One of them don't really play that much any longer in tournaments. But anyway, let's get started. So one of my favorite players to watch is Plup actually. Plup is sick. His movement is just so fast. If you compare it to pretty much any other player or any other Sheik, it's just so fast, so precise, and I also really love the fact of how much he's pushing Sheik's punish game as well. So, I don't know, like, when I watch Plup, I feel some similarities in my own play, and yeah, whenever I see Plup play, it's always a good match. Like, win or lose, he always provide great matches. So, he's clearly one of my favorite players to play, and for sure watch. And like this year he's also performed much better, and I could see him keep climbing more upwards towards the top. So yeah, that's a player I'm gonna watch a lot in 2018 as well. Another player I really enjoy watching is Nun. Even though Nun sometimes gives you the feeling that you just take it, which can be frustrating. But he also have an extremely unique playstyle. His crouch cancel game is probably the best in the business. A lot of times in neutral, he just crouch your attack and punish you for it. You can see it very often from, like, for example, if I'm playing him with Peach, he predicts dash attack sometimes in situations when others don't, and he just crouch and eat it. A better example would actually be after Falcon do multiple jabs and Fox's crouch into down tilt, and he used crouch to down tilt and dash up grab you. So these kind of decisions in neutral is very interesting for sure, and he also have a very creative punish game, I would say, and the man has no fear. I actually don't know how he does it, but that guy had no nerves. He's never afraid. He goes for the craziest shit ever, and he just make it work somehow. So I really enjoy watching Nun play as well. Even though, as I said, it's frustrating sometimes because you know he has a guaranteed win, and then he still ends up losing sometimes. But I don't know. He probably wouldn't have had as many crazy segments if it wasn't for the fact that he just doesn't give a fuck. So yeah, I would say Nun is on my list for sure as well. And the last one on the list, as some people probably have guessed as well, is PPMD. PPMD doesn't really play and enter tournaments at the moment, but I'm confident he will be back. But the thing with PP is that his neutral game, especially for a Falco player, is really interesting. You can see a lot of Falcos that kind of just try to rush you down. For PP, he's just so smart in terms of switching between offense and defense. And I have never asked PP this, but I wouldn't really be surprised if a lot of his decision making between going from like fairly defensive to like going super aggro is kind of like when he feels and understands that his opponent is under a lot of pressure. So once he gets like a tiny bit of momentum, he just goes super crazy. And that's because he knows that his opponent is under pressure, and he just take advantage of that very well. So it's a huge psychological factor in terms of PP's play that I feel like not that many players are utilizing nearly as well as he does. And for being a Falco, he also has a fantastic punish game against floaties, which I find very interesting because a lot of time people talk about The fact that you can only like combo like fast followers very well, but peepee's punish game against floaties is actually out of this world. And even to this day, I still don't really feel that any Falco combos floaties as good. And yes, I do know that people's DI and stuff has been getting better, but some of his decisions, even in 2017's meta, would still very clearly make it. Uh, and then peepee's Marv is also out of this world. I'm personally a fan of the Marv Sheik matchup. One of the matchups I think is one of the most underrated matchups in the game, both to play and watch. And peepee's Marv against characters like Sheik, the Marv Ditto, Peach, the way he uses his dash dance game is so crazy. Like, it might look easy, but no other Marvs dash dance the way he does. It's so many times when you feel like you can punish him, but it's just an illusion. It's like a magic trick. Like, you think you have the answer, but you don't. And I guess that's the fun part of Magic, right? Like, for a second you believe that the magic is actually real, but it's just an illusion. It's just that peepee makes us all convinced that you can hit him when you can't. So yeah, peepee clearly makes it to my my list as well. And this list wasn't really in any specific order. I'll pretty much I'll have all three of them like tied. Like, I really like watching them for very different reasons. Like, None is more like the one going crazy. Plop has insane movement, and I really like his punishes as well. peepee is mainly the neutral game slash psychological aspect. So it's three players on very different parts of the spectrum of how to play melee. So yeah, I guess I enjoy one from like each category pretty much. So but that's one of the beautiful things with melee as well, that the game can be played in so many different ways. And for me, this list, I feel like it really shows it as well.